All right, so I'm Al Tockley. I'm the product manager for our electric thermal storage and energy technology and solutions group. I've been with Steffes since 1990, so I've been around the block a little bit. And I'm going to be doing most of the talking today, but Tabitha is the engineer for our transceiver product and Steffes Connect platform. And so I've asked her to be here as well. So when you guys ask me tough questions, I have somebody to lean on. Tabitha, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Tabitha Wojtek, and as Al said, I'm a product engineer here at Steffes with an emphasis on the Steffes transceiver project, and we're very excited to introduce you all to this new product that we're going to be selling here. All
right, so I'll get us started. So what we're going to talk about today is what is Steffes Connect, what's the power provider benefit, giving you more control of your DR program. Talk about the homeowner benefit, why they would want to participate and be part of this system, and interactive communication system, the power company portal, and the homeowner portal. So what is Steffes Connect? Steffes Connect is a web-based application for Steffes transceiver. It gives power providers enhanced features to meet their off-peak program goals while delivering IoT functionality to homeowners. So it's really revolves around our transceiver product, but as we grow and move on, we will be introducing it into our other products as well. So the power provider benefit is an affordable solution to start your program or grow your existing off-peak programs. So if you don't have direct load control for your customers today, or if you have that and you're looking for maybe ways to connect to your customers in a more interactive way or a less expensive way, this could certainly do that. We have a platform with basic functionality, off-peak, on-peak, A-peak, customized to your utility, scalable to reach your demand response assets, and of course help you sell more Steffes ETS heating systems. So why is Steffes Connect right for you? Well, it brings IoT functionality into your demand response program. It's a cost-effective way to manage and control electric loads today and into the future, a platform to start, build, and control multiple electrical load devices. Plus, it reduces complexity. It can help you save time and money, so you don't have to change out meters or other systems. It gives you remote control to change your times. So what is more control of your DR program? Steffes Connect delivers you with the tools to manage, control, and view the Steffes Connect transceiver fleet into your territory. Set multiple rate schedules, customize holiday schedules, including unique off-peak holiday dates. So, you know, if you're a utility that is only have on-peak times Monday through Friday, we can do that. Monday through Saturday, we can do that. If you have holidays that are set up around you know, something specific to your particular utility, we can certainly do that. We can provide connectivity reports so you can see, make sure everybody's connected, and if they're not, you know, either contact that customer and get them back connected, or take them out of the program if that's what needs to happen. And the ability to control other electric devices on the same rate schedule. So if you want to not only connect and control ETS heaters, but you want to do water heaters, or you want to do baseboard or electric furnaces, the system is set up to do that. So what are the homeowner benefits? Well, it gives the homeowner remote control and visibility to their Steffes heating systems from anywhere, anytime. The ability to take advantage of off-peak rates, check rate status, you know, what's going on now, what time of day is it, basically. Check indoor and outdoor, site temperatures, control other electric devices at the same rate schedule. Again, if they want to control other loads in the house besides Steffes ETS systems, they can do that. And the time schedules are saved locally. So if the internet goes down or whatever, it's going to save that, whatever the last save schedule was, and keep things controlled in that way. So this works with our transceiver product, which customers have been buying for years to do communication within their homes. Now that gives them communication back to the cloud, so they can have the visibility of what's going on at the house, but also be able to change room temperatures as well. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. So we can do room temperature setback, very popular with people that are not home a lot or have cottages or cabins, and they want to keep the place at 50 degrees Fahrenheit when they're not there, and bump it up to 70 when they're on their way, so when they walk in the door it's nice and comfortable. We certainly have that ability. We can check those indoor temperatures, so as they're driving down the road they could be looking at their phone and seeing, oh, it's getting warmer in the house. Outdoor temperature, again, we can check the peak status, and we can set it up so, when I say we, the homeowner can set it up to do notifications, so they can get either texts or emails. They can set temperature limits. So one might be they want to set a minimum temperature for indoor temperature. So if it gets down below 40 degrees, they get a text so that they can make appropriate arrangements to figure out why their heating system's not working. Or if they could have a high temperature as well. So there are different things there. And yeah, so that or the other big one is if for whatever reasons it's offline, you can get a text or email about that as well, so somebody can go over and take a look at it. When we look at this line diagram, I guess the big things we want to start with is that the transceiver's at the center of our communication, and that's going to be able to talk to, whether that be Steffes heaters through power line carrier, or a water heater through the relays, or whatever else, other kinds of loads. And it's going to be sending information both to the cloud and back from the cloud. So we use a Microsoft Azure cloud platform, and we're able to pass that information back and forth. And that information can go to 3 different places mainly. We go to the homeowner, so they have their phone app or on the computer. They can look that up. Power provider, and it's a little bit different information that goes between the different users here, obviously. And then also Steffes admin. So if as a utility you're having trouble, we can come in and help you with that as well. Anything you want to add to that, Tabitha?
I would just say that the Steffes transceiver communicates via Wi-Fi, so it will actually use the local homeowner's Wi-Fi router to talk to the cloud.
Absolutely. And you can see that we have you can talk directly to the cell phone. That's to get it set up and running. Once it's up and running, then it will go through an internet portal. So in terms of power provider, it is a paid for service. So if as your power provider, you want to set this up as a DR system, we're willing to do that with you. There's a startup fee, and that's going to be dependent on number of endpoints that you have, or number of residential meters, I should say. And then also we have a yearly subscription, which is based on number of endpoints. So in terms of the power provider portal, you would go access that through the steffesconnect.com, and you get enrolled and set up working with us, and we would get you set up with number of users and how passwords and those kinds of things to get you up and running. And then again, we would help get set up, so we get your utility off-peak schedule set up, show you how the connectivity works, and show you how you can see what's going on with the end users as well. Again, this is you know, we can put your company logo in there, set it up. We have some Geo Fencing that we do so that when a homeowner pulls up and is looking for their utility to get signed up with, it doesn't bring up everyone in the country. It brings up the ones from their local territory. So in a lot of cases, it's only going to bring up your account as the one that they need to sign up for. I mentioned that we could set the rate schedule, but also set it up, you know, what days are off peak and also what holidays are off peak. So we can look at device activity. So we can go in and we can see by MAC address which accounts are online and offline. We've added some features so that the utility can go in and put some notes next to these MAC addresses. So we don't want to, from Steffes' point of view, we don't want to know what that end user are for security reasons. And so, you know, we'll work with you to get that set up. You shook your head like I was saying something that lied.
We didn't add the notes. We added the list of rate schedules, so they will see which MAC addresses are on which schedules.
Okay, I apologize.
And the MAC address is, as Al said, a unique identifier that lets us identify the endpoint but doesn't have any personal information from the homeowner. So it's kind of like a serial number for your device.
Very good. Then from the homeowner standpoint, they also have a setup page and set up a login and get it linked to their particular, get the transceiver, which has that MAC address, get that tied to their router. And again, that can be, typically would be set up through a Wi-Fi connection. And they have a number of different screens that they can scroll through, looking at what devices they have. You can have different devices set up, not only in, you know, your personal residence, but you can also have devices set up in multiple residences. So you could have a transceiver in Dickinson, North Dakota, and one in Grand Forks, North Dakota, if you were so inclined. And other things that we, you know, have set up are the setback, so you can do you know, occupied, not occupied kind of signals. If we give you a weather forecast that is set up, so you can look at, you know, is it going to be cold at the cabin this week or not, and that's all part of the app. Anything you want to add to that part?
Nope, I think you covered everything.
Very good. And I mentioned device notifications. This is where you would set that up as well. Again, when I say you, I mean the homeowner. And we can do indoor temperature, both high and low, device loss connection, and that can be set up email, text, or both. Notifications can be set up once or repeated until condition is prompted and fixed. We also have the ability to set how often that happens as well. So if you want to get spammed, you can do that, or you can you know, set it up once a day or whatever makes the most sense.
And there's a note here. One of the nice things with this is that you can share that device with somebody else. And so the person who's shared with could be someone like your spouse or your child. So if you need someone else to keep an eye on things, they can view what's going on with the device. They don't control the device. They just are able to see what's going on and can get these notifications as well. So
also, if you have, when we're looking at those cabins or cottages, if you have a caretaker that comes and plows the road or whatever, those kind of people could also be set up. All right, so that was our presentation. Kaylee, how are we doing?
We have a couple questions. And the first one I will address is, how long will the install take to change out from an existing transceiver to an older CCRP?
So my first response to that would be it's the same as what it has been. So we haven't made a CCRP since for about 12 years now. So most people would be, it would be similar to that with the exception of the setup. And once you get proficient at the setup, I would say that's a 5-minute job.
I would estimate about a half an hour once you're comfortable. It's going to take a little bit longer, obviously, on the first couple of installs as you're getting comfortable with it. But on average, I would guess if you're doing a bunch of these, you should be able to get it up and running in about a half an hour.
Another question, does this eliminate the need for out-meter pigtails to connect to the transceiver, or is that still needed?
So you could still do that if that's available to you as a utility. We can have it set up to do low voltage inputs. So if your utility has a meter that provides that or some other radio control, you can do that still. However, if you wanted to move over to a utility platform that we have, it would eliminate the need for that. So that's where we were talking early on about, you know, if you have a change in times, for instance, you don't have to go out and change your meters. That was really the concern that we were trying to deal with there.
But if we do have a customer that has some, you know, meters still out there, but some places where they're not going to have a meter, they could do both at the same time.
Yes.
So that rolls into the question of, does this require replacement of transceivers or addition of a component to the old transceivers?
So it is going to require replacement. The old style transceiver will not provide this function. You will have to purchase a new transceiver to get the function.
And then how does the utility get device status if available to utility? And is the utility portal to view the devices in their territory?
The utility portal will provide that viewing of the devices in their territory, but only the devices that have chosen to enroll in their program. So if a homeowner purchases a device that's in the utility's service area, but has chosen not to enroll in the Steffes Connect portal that the utility has set up, the utility doesn't have visibility to that device.
Right.
Okay, and then another question, can you talk about the AP mode for connecting to the transceiver? Is this the same as creating a hotspot on a mobile device and configuring it through that network?
So essentially what you're doing with AP mode is it's for Wi-Fi configuration. So what you're going to be doing is using is the transceiver becomes a hotspot for the 5 minutes it takes to get everything set up. And during that time, your phone is going to communicate with your transceiver hotspot to tell the transceiver which Wi-Fi network, what local Wi-Fi network it's going to use to talk to the cloud. Once that's done, the transceiver will go into what we call receive mode or normal mode. And at that point, then it will use whichever network you've configured it to use to talk to the cloud.
Okay. Another question, if we were already have a load management control system in place, is this something that our members would be able to change to in order to control their systems from Wi-Fi, in the sense of our seasonal members who would like to turn their systems up the night before they come so they can heat the day it arrives?
So absolutely. So in that, how I imagine that scenario is you have a radio system already built out that's providing those on-peak and off-peak signals, and most of those have, you know, different functionalities to them, different switches in them. Those would still connect to our system exactly the same as they always have, and the homeowner could have the advantage of their Wi-Fi being able to get all the advantages that we talked about for them. You know, being able to do setback, being able to see what the temperatures are, and so on. But then the utility, when we talk about that utility portal, you wouldn't necessarily have to have that as a utility. You would still just control the way you normally do.
And one of the things with the homeowners is they will get the opportunity to be able to see on their app still what the utility's signal is going to be at, you know, immediately. So, you know, they'll get that visibility still.
Yes.
Another question to that is there something that can be used as a standalone for members and eliminate the utility.
So yes, it can be just a homeowner device.
In that case, we would have a one-time schedule that we would set up for them, and then it would be up to them to contact us with changes. Because the utility, unlike with a utility system where the utility is actively doing the work to keep that schedule maintained, in that case, they're not going to have that automatic update. They would have to be a little bit more proactive in making sure that the time of use rates stay up to date.
Yeah, so what Tabitha's talking about is if utility has a time of use program and they want to, the homeowner wants to use our transceiver as the timing module, they can do that. That is absolutely set up. They have to work with us a little bit, and we're willing to do that, at least to start with, to get them set up with their times, but the homeowner is ultimately responsible for those times. And if you as the utility change your times, you know, the homeowner again is responsible to come to us and say, hey, I need to get those times changed. However, if you already have some other kind of timing device, whether that be a radio control or the meter or whatever, that would just be connected the way you connect the transceivers today, and we don't have to have any of the timing kinds of functions.
So another question is, does this product provide any basic diagnostics for the ETS units like error codes or error or fail codes?
So not today. So again, this is just a transceiver product, and the power line carrier signal to the ETS heaters is a one-way signal. So we don't have an ability to get that information back. You know, as I look into the future, probably 18 or 24 months from today, we'll be selling room heaters that will also connect to the Steffes Connect platform. And then, you know, those alerts for errors and things will also be part of the system.
So there's a couple different questions on the pricing, Al, per endpoint. If you could back up to that slide and kind of describe that again. I think there was a little bit confusion on that.
That's kind of on purpose. So there's two different ways that we will charge fees to the utility. One is a setup fee, so that Tabitha can or whoever can go and help you get set up. So you know, working through what your times need to be, working through what the you know, your territory needs to be, and just to overall make sure everything's up and working, and to provide some tech support for you to make sure that works. And then we will also have a fee per endpoint. So that fee per endpoint will just be based on the number of endpoints you have, and that will be a yearly update. And then when we do updates to the system, you know, we will, you know, those will be provided as part of that system, as part of the yearly subscription.
I guess that's worth noting is that one of the advantages of the Steffes Connect system is if we end up making any upgrades to the transceiver product line or the Steffes Connect system, that the existing hardware can actually take those updates remotely through the cloud. So you will be able to upgrade the system as new features and products come out without replacing any hardware.
So then the other part of the pricing and fees is if you're looking at doing this with your utility, please contact us and we will you know, get you a quote set up and talk through how this will all work for your particular utility.
There's a couple questions too on the homeowner subscription, if there is a homeowner subscription and if there is a fee for them. Can you talk a little bit about that too? Sure.
So today we don't have any fee for the homeowner. As we view apps for things, it is you know, we're not used to paying for most of the apps that we utilize, especially for control of homeowner devices. And so that's where we think we need to be as well. So you know, as part of that, we need to just make sure that we're staying whole by selling product and providing you know, those services. So there's not a homeowner fee.
So the homeowner fee is more of the upfront cost of installing the transceiver.
Correct.
And not a subscription based. And pricing was sent out yesterday to all of the distribution channels as well as cooperatives, if they are the dealer and distributor of ETS products. Another question is are there plans to add higher amp rating relays for controlling EV chargers at 40 or 50 amp?
So that is not currently on our list of things to do. It is something that we are very anxious to do. We've been working on, you know, kind of our vision of where we think we're going to be going with our IoT strategy, and certainly that is control of other loads in the home, including EVs, and so we are looking for ways that to do that. I wouldn't expect anything in that realm in 2021, but again, it's something that we're very actively looking at as well. And if you have some input and you think we should be, you know, you want to push us a little bit faster, give me a call and let me know.
The other question is, if the utility decides not to opt in to use the Steffes Connect, what are the options kind of for the homeowner using the app?
So
we talked about this a little bit, but there's kind of two options. There's the option of if the utility has an existing low voltage peak input, so like your radio controlled switch or something like that, the Steffes Connect transceiver will provide everything that they want in just normal features. They can use it. They don't have to do anything special. They just have to tell their installer when they're doing their installation that they want to tap into that hardwired connection. So there's that extra step when they do the install. For those customers who have a time of use rate and the utility has chosen not to participate in the program, again, they can use that schedule, but that means that they have to be more proactive in making sure that that schedule is correct and up to date with their utility's current scheduling, because there's nobody that's going to be monitoring and kind of keeping an eye on that for them.
Thank you, Tabitha. One more question is, what is the physical size of the equipment? So I'm assuming that this question is, what is the size of the transceiver itself? And should have brought one to show you guys,
Yes.
but
I think it's 6 by 6 by 3, but I could be wrong.
I
It's about
believe,
this big,
yeah,
about that big,
it's not
about that thick.
different in size too. So if you've used a transceiver product in the past, we're using the same enclosures that we always have. So in terms of physical size, if you do have experience with those transceivers, it's the same size. And as Al said, yeah, it's about this big with this big. You can see that on the screen. So it's not huge, but it's not tiny either. And it is an in-metal enclosure.
And there is indoor and outdoor versions.
so I think that's the end of the questions. I just want to remind everybody that we are recording this, and we will send it out as well as the slides, because we've gotten a couple of requests for that. Tabitha and Al, do you guys have any last words before we call this the end of the meeting?
Yeah, if you're interested in you know, more information on the transceivers, or you want to talk about Steffes Connect and how we can get your utility set up, please give me a call or give one of our salespeople a call, and we'll make that happen for you.
Okay, one more question before we end. Does this product have any different voltage surge protection than the existing transceiver? So they're looking for a different voltage protection.
So it is different. Maybe I'll let you defer to you in that.
So the voltage input circuit did get upgraded with this new design. So we went from using a traditional transformer to using a a low voltage switching transformer. But the upside of that is, yes, it is more robust to surges. Should be less likely to cause those kind of issues when surges hit.
Another question is, what kind of warranty comes with the transceiver?
So the warranty today is a 3-year warranty. Parts.